Oh, yeah, you bet.
You ready to change
Hey.
the history and the future
Hey, you want to hear something?
of guitar podcasting forever?
You want to hear something?
I do.
Hi, I'm Ryan, and you're watching 60 Cycle Hum.
And in this video,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
everything is going to be different
Everything?
from this point forward. Hi, I'm Ryan.
And I'm Steve, and this is 60 Cycle Hum, the guitar, buying, selling, trading, modding, fixing, breaking, reviewing, playing
Podcast.
My hair's kind of weird.
We're going to change the format of the show.
We're going to tweak the format.
It's a dramatic change.
Huge change. We're not talking about guitars today. So, Ryan.
It's going to be about consumer electronics.
You turned me down.
Oh, is that you? I thought it was turning me down. There we go.
In this episode, we're just going to talk about cars. We're car talk now.
Here's what we're going to do, guys.
Oh,
Cash prizes.
What if you did
We're going to pay you guys money to send us ads.
You're just getting right to it.
We're getting right to it.
No joking around.
No joking around. We're still going to do 3 ads an episode. And at the end of each episode, we're gonna argue and figure out which one is our favorite. And we're gonna send that person a gift card via email to Sweetwater, Amazon, Toman, any retailer that'll allow us to put in your email address and send you $20. That's what we're gonna do. And if it works out, we're gonna do it all year long.
Do it for 50-ish episodes.
50-ish episodes confirmed. If it works out, if it's a complete disaster, then we'll reevaluate. But my hope, our hope for this year is to get into the core basics of what this podcast started out as like a podcast that sits and looks at trash on, the crap of Craigslist, the craziest of Craigslist, the most extreme of eBay,
the ridiculous of Reverb,
the
ostentatious of OfferUp,
the gratuitous of Gear Exchange.
Did you not repeat me because you can't say ostentatious?
Ostentatious.
Oh, damn it.
You thought I couldn't say ostentatious?
I don't know. You were echoing everything else I was saying except for that one.
I was saying other things. I wasn't echoing.
Roll back the tape. Oh, I was wrong. Damn it.
Are you guys pumped? Are you excited? You could win $20 of retail bucks that you could spend wherever you can spend it in your country. And if you live somewhere, we'll ask you in the email if you win. Like, hey, where do you live? Yeah. Which retailer do you prefer? And we'll look into it.
So I think the only... I don't want to say the only rule, but the main rule is you got to submit it through email, 60cyclehumcast@gmail.com. This is going to allow us to track it.
Yes. It's going to make the interaction really easy.
Yeah. And I'm not saying don't post it on the Facebook group. Absolutely.
Do both.
Post in the Facebook group. But if you can send us a screen grab or multiple screen grabs of the ad to the email, it's going to make it a lot easier for us to manage it. It also means if you send screen grabs, that we can archive it. So if we don't, say we get 10 ads sent in 1 week, we might eventually put your ad in.
Right.
But if you send a link and that link expires before we get to it, then we can't use it.
Certain places like Reverb, if you get a link for a Reverb listing, it's still, you can still see the details. Right. But some places like Facebook Marketplace and
Craigslist.
And what is it, Kijiji or whatever?
Oh, Kijiji,
right?
Kijiji.
Those links just expire when they're done. You can't see the details anymore. So if you have something like that going on, send us screen grabs if you can, because we don't want, if your ad's really cool, we don't want to lose it. And obviously we're going to do triage on everything that gets sent to us and select what we think will work on the show, and then pick from those things. Yeah, we're
gonna pick our favorites, and then we're gonna fight over what. I think it's actually really fun because usually when we pick these ads, we get more than enough ads every week. We pick our favorites, but I think it's fun to say, like, for example, we have had ads where in our head, I'm like, I really want to talk about this one. And then you get to them like, I had one good joke and that was the only joke. right?
Yeah.
So I think it's a lot of fun to like be like, was this really as funny as I thought it was? Did you think it was, and talk about that.
But also, like, I'm going back to, all those descriptives of all the different places you could find these ads.
Mm-hmm.
I want this year, this podcast, this YouTube show, wherever you watch or listen to it, I want us to become the place where all the craziest guitar listings on the internet end up. Like, if there's something crazy going on, I want us to know about it. And I think this prize offering, this award, this giveaway, whatever it is that we can call it, I think that's going to motivate people to be like, hey, this is crazy. I've got to be the first one to send it to 60 Cycle Hum. So that's the goal.
Crazy KSL for you Utahns.
Sure. Wherever you're finding them, if you're getting like the penny saver still, and there's a print ad in there for something crazy, take a picture of it with a Polaroid and mail it to us.
With a Polaroid.
Take a Polaroid picture of a printed ad in your local penny saver.
If they mail it to us, though, then we won't have their email to contact them.
We'll physically mail them $20. We won't do that. We won't do that.
Please, what's gonna happen with that is you're gonna have somebody do it, and they're gonna do it where it's like a flipped mail. So I don't know if this is still the case, but for a long time, it's way cheaper for Canadians to ship things to the United States than it is for the United States to ship things to Canada.
Right.
So you're gonna have someone like sending stuff from one of those situations where it's like, here's your $20, and it's gonna cost us $20 to ship it.
All right. I mean, if you live in a place where there's no retailer that'll work for getting you a gift card, we'll PayPal you or something. We'll Venmo you.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. We'll buy you a shirt or something.
99%.
I'll buy you a gift card to like a local fast food place.
Yeah, 99% of people are going to be able to buy from Sweetwater, like you said, Tolman.
Yeah, and
Amazon.
I'm thinking if this goes well, there might be like company sponsors that want to get in on the action and like want to provide prizes and stuff like that. So,
but there might not.
There might not be. But if you're watching and you represent a company and you want to get in on the action and use this as a way to promote your brand and earn gratitude from an excited audience, this might be a fun way to do that too. So just think about that. All right, let's get into this first ad. This is from Mark DeBrun.
Yeah, it says Blackstar Studio 10 EL34, Blackstar Artisan 10 AE, Fender V, Auffällen Avversenden, Beskurviging, Vier Verstärkers, Twee Mogen Weg, Ik heb zelf geen Volkur en kan niet kiezen. J, Blackstar Studio 10 EL34, als nieuwe zalig Lampen Verstärker en enkel ein klein cross optical.
You wouldn't read all this if it was in English.
Benjamin John.
Okay, let's read what Mark says. It says in English.
Blackstar Studio 10 EL34, 1 year old with foot switch, €400. Blackstar Artisan 10 AE, as new with foot switch, €400. Fender Vaporizer, quote, ideal for surf with foot switch, €330. Hold on. Retro. Calls it a retro Ampenverstärker, ideal for surf. See, we would have understood. Retro style amp.
I'm sorry I interrupted your Dutch. And then an Ibanez TSA 5 TVR built into screamer with foot switch, €275. But the important part here is that Mark says the seller says he wants to sell 2 of his 4 amps, but he can't decide which. So he's put them all up for sale and letting the buyers decide for him. The 4 amps are. So which 2 would you buy, or which 2 should he keep? And more generally, should we all prune our collections like this by letting the buyers decide? Maybe Ryan should do that to make space in his garage. So
I've heard people say like, oh, will you ever just like, if you ever want to sell this, let me know, kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm. That Ibanez, I don't know if, I do vaguely remember that model of the Ibanez.
No, I don't.
It's classy looking.
It looks really good.
With like the Danish modern legs on there and stuff. That's furniture right there. I'm just going to flat out say it like, maybe I'm not familiar with those Black Star amps, but the other two are the ones I would keep, meaning that they are also the ones I would try to buy from this guy.
Right. No, absolutely.
Which means he would
100%.
end up with the Black Stars if I bought from him.
Yeah. The Tube Screamer, it's probably the dirtiest of them all, but I think it can be cleaned up. And I think once it's cleaned up, you're not going to really notice like the nicks and scrapes as much. The vaporizer looks great.
Do you think that this is a good way to sell like excess collection? Be like, whichever ones you want, I'll keep what's left. You're by default, you're going to be left with the two least desirable ones. And maybe he doesn't care. Maybe that's part of the point. Like, he doesn't care about these 4 amps. He's ready to sell them all. But people are going to buy the first two most desirable ones.
Yeah.
And maybe those Black Stars are more desirable to more people, but my style. The other two are what I'm going to go for.
Yeah, I think the Black Star Vapor or the Black Star Artisan is the better looking of the two.
You think it's better looking?
The brown one, yeah.
Oh, the two.
Of the two Black Stars. Like, if I had to pick one of the Black Stars, I would pick that one.
Well, I'd have to take a look at the control panels on those and figure out what's going on with their specs and stuff like that. With the other two, I'd buy them just purely on aesthetics.
Well, I think the Ibanez is the one that's like the most complicated of any of these amps.
Well, because it has a built-in Tube Screamer sort of thing.
Yeah, so it's got way more knobs.
I bet I already owned not that exact one, but an Ibanez amp that has a built-in Tube Screamer. I know what I'm getting into there, so maybe I wouldn't buy it again. Maybe I'd go with one of the Black Stars just to have variety.
You wouldn't buy it just to have that in your living room?
I mean, it is cool looking furniture. It is classy looking. We have a lot of Danish modern style stuff around the house, so that would fit. And then the vaporizer, I know what he's talking about with like ideal for surf because it does that fully saturated reverb thing. It's a very interesting amp from Fender, those vaporizers. I'm actually surprised I've never owned one.
Was the vaporizer the one that had like a bypass switch that just basically turned all the knobs to 10?
Yeah, I think so. It was the vaporizer, the Excelsior, the Greta.
The Greta was like the little like the clock.
Yeah, and then wasn't there.
I thought there was a fourth. But
there was a fourth. I can't remember the specifics of it.
Fender vaporizer.
But the vaporizer was the one I think the foot switch just like defaulted it to everything on 10, just everything up. But I can't in my mind think of what the other one was. I feel like it was another colorful one.
So there was called the Pawn Shop series.
Right.
Excelsior, Greta, Vaporizer.
Maybe that was it.
The Rampart.
Rampart. That's right. What was unique about the Rampart?
I don't know.
I remember it had like the contrasting Tolex on it.
Yeah. It's
it's a
9-watt 1x12 that looks like an old radio, like not in the same way the Greta, but like a console radio.
Right.
Class A.
I should have bought one of the Excelsiors is really what I should have got.
It actually has an overdrive channel, which I don't know if the other ones do.
Fender should do amp lines like that again. I mean, they're moving everything to, the modeling. What do they call that line?
Tone Master.
Tone Master stuff now. So they're not going to move back towards small, unique tube amps anymore for a dedicated line. Well, not at the time being. They want to keep making every single amp they ever made. Well, maybe I'll get a Tone Master Excelsior.
The Vaporizer was a 2x2. Oh, it was a
2x10. Yeah.
They are
another reason why I should have gotten it, because I love 10-inch speakers.
They are calling it a 2-channel. But like I said, I thought the second channel was just like crank.
Maybe. So what do you think, Steve? Out of this ad, are you voting the same as me, or would you pick up one of those Black Stars?
I'm on the fence because I just don't know. I feel like the Black Star is a little more practical
probably
than the Ibanez. I think I would go with the Artisan 10. I like that brown Tolex. I think it would look real good in my garage.
I mean, it is technically the Black Stars have a higher price. They're 400 euros each. The vaporizer is 330, and the Ibanez is 275. So technically, there is a better value there for the money.
For the money.
Is it a better value? You know, you're paying more. Is it more value?
more.
I don't know.
No.
You're paying, they're worth more. So if you sell them later, you get more. It's an interesting way to try to sell stuff, though. I'm not sure I support it.
I mean,
I'm not sure I would do that myself.
The vaporizer, I could see eventually someday being like one of those like
if I sold all my stuff,
like a modern classic sort of amp, but
Right.
I think
like if I did
I
this,
don't know.
if I did this with guitars that I have laying around, it's like whichever ones don't sell are the ones I'm going to keep. I'd be left with a bunch of guitars that I probably wouldn't like.
right.
Because people would buy the guitars that I do like.
Well, I think you have to like. I mean, for what it's worth, you've kind of done this a little. You've mentioned this recently on the show. I think that you've given guitars to like family members.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff.
but that's
And
giving.
right. But I'm saying like you've functionally done the same thing with some of those because you've basically presented them like, hey, here's 5 guitars I want to sell. Pick one.
Yeah.
So it's like, so you could do the same thing and be like, well, here's 5 guitars like I'm on the fence about. If they sell, they sell. If they don't sell, I'm not going to be broken up about it either. Like that's the space to do this where
Sure.
you go like, okay, I'm looking, I don't want to pick anything out of here, but yeah, I do. Like maybe you have like 4 erts and you're like, I have too many erts.
Right.
It's ERT, right?
Earts. Earts.
ERT.
It's pronounced Earts.
Is it?
No, I don't know. I like saying
Or
Ert.
is it ERT?
Welcome to Ert. There's a callback to a meme from years past.
But basically it's like, well, I have too many of them. I like them, but like, I don't really need them all,
Right.
The more different because they were all like all strats. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like I only really need one more strat. I can sell.
I ended up giving both
I
of
know
those
you,
away.
Oh, you gave both of them away. I knew you gave one of them away.
I might end up getting one of the headless ones, which is why I felt free to do that.
But so that's my general thought is like if you have several similar guitars and you only really want 1 or 2 and you don't really care which
But in
one,
those cases, it was like pick the one you want because I'm gonna just sell whatever's left. I was in those scenarios. I'm not being stuck with anything.
it's a little different,
Yeah.
but
It's an interesting concept.
Yeah.
That's for sure. What do we want to do now, Steve?
you could probably do a lot easier with like fuzz pedals or like dry pedals.
Yeah.
Here's four tube screamers. I only really need 1, so I'm just gonna keep all 4 of them listed until 3 are sold.
You want to do housekeeping?
I do want to do housekeeping.
Let's do housekeeping. And I want to say this $20 thing, budgeting to give people gift cards when they win the prize of having the best ad of the episode. That's coming out of the Patreon. So if you want to support our efforts here, join us on Patreon, support the show. Any dollar amount helps. $1 all the way up to $20,000. Everything past $20,000 doesn't help anymore. We'll develop a cocaine addiction. It will get nasty. It will get dirty. So please don't pledge to $20,001.
I realized potentially the reason that we're in this situation with a very, very long list of new patrons.
It's been a month
because it's been a month
since we recorded. Yeah.
But joining us at the $5 level, Philip Lauer, Becky, David Rustad, John Alzadek, and M. Gomez.
How many is that? Was that
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's $5 a month towards us sending out $20 a month. Yeah. No, because we're going to be sending out $80 a month. We're $5 of the way there. Because we're going to do $20 every episode, and there's 4 episodes a month.
Yeah, that's 5 people at $5.
Oh, that's 5 people at $5. I thought it was 5 people at $1. Okay.
No.
Don't listen to me. I don't know the numbers.
At the $1 level, we have Dean Strick, Dustin Fillmore, Justin, David Lane. Did I say Dustin Fillmore? I think I did.
I'll let you do the math.
Christopher Dorgan. So all in all, this is about this is like $35 towards that.
Perfect.
Plus, other folks on there. Yeah, join us over there. I fixed The Teespring this week. So the Patreon discount on the Teespring should be working again.
I hadn't checked on the Teespring for a long time,
Don't
and
give away the secret of what I did to fix it.
all their prices changed, and so they automatically adjusted our prices, and there wasn't enough profit margin left on the shirts to give the Patreons a discount.
Hey, you want to hear something really stupid?
Yeah.
Right now on the Teespring, right now as we record, hopefully I fix it. It's running banner ads with the Inner Circle discount codes.
What?
So like literally anybody can get a $5 discount on the Teespring right now.
I hope you fix that, Steve. It's running banner ads?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Someone had to set it up that way.
I probably clicked
Somebody
something that made that
wasn't
happen.
me. But basically,
But Teespring has never been a money-making thing. It's always been like,
no.
if you want to have a 60-cycle hum shirt, there's an option. And even on our best days, it was like there was like a $3 or $4 profit on shirts. So go get shirts if you want it, guys.
so yeah, I fixed it. So the codes should actually work now in both the US and Europe.
I should have put you in charge of the Teespring all along. What was I thinking?
What we need is we need a resource. Actually, we can do it now with since Google Drive. Since we're buying Google Drive, basically we own Google Drive.
Yeah, we bought
not Google, just Google Drive.
Yeah, we bought it from Google. We bought all of Google Drive. We own everyone's Google Drive now. We can see all your documents, and it is wild. I've only worked my way through like the first 200 people in the A section, but man,
I've been deep diving in all y'all's tax folders, and it is.
Yeah, I'm selling everyone's information. I look through it and like, oh, that's interesting, and then I just sell it.
No, I was saying we could have a and maybe you already have this somewhere, but like a they call it like a resource folder. They'll call it a resource folder at my job.
Okay.
It's all the graphics associated that like I might potentially ever want for my job, like my company's logo in a bunch of different formats. If you create a graphic for a video, you could also take that graphic and put it in a resource. And then if somebody says, "Oh, editing Ryan on a shirt would be really cool," I could just go and grab that out of the resource pack.
Yeah, I always make tweaks though. I'll do the art. I'll send you the art, and like Steve, you set up the listing.
Ryan is always tweaking.
Tweaking the art, more like twerking the art. What? I'm always working and twerking.
All right.
That's what they say about me. So yeah, support us on Patreon if you want to. If you don't want to, that's fine too. You can always just enjoy this program for free.
Yeah, the link's in the description. This episode's also brought to you by Chase Bliss Audio.
Look at that little fancy hand thing Steve did.
They make this Dark World pedal.
Yep. I'm a big fan of the Dark World. I've been thinking about trying it in Dinosaur Ghost. I need to make room on my board to do it, but it gives you that spooky, shifty, like freaky sort of sound the way I like to keep it set up. It ramps in between a high and a low octave shimmer reverb. It's like the most unique shimmer reverb that I've ever played because it doesn't respond like a usual like shimmer reverb. It like grabs samples and then like swells it in, and like it's like almost like a delay, but it is a reverb trail that's delayed. It's weird. I don't know how to describe it. It's totally different. Go watch demos.
This episode's also brought to you by Stringjoy.
I got a package of stuff from them a while back. Guess what's in here, Steve?
Strings?
Strings, and they're coated. I haven't tried them on anything yet, but I'm looking forward to trying them. I got the 10.5 to 50 gauge set of coated strings from Stringjoy.
Oh, these strings are still crafted in Nashville, Tennessee and played on stages worldwide. If you want to check out Stringjoy, hit up the link down in the description and go check them out. Mm-hmm. What's new, Ryan?
What is new? I've been digging a hole in my backyard. This has nothing to do with guitar stuff, but when we moved into the house, there was this little water feature. in the backyard that had some plants and some goldfish in it and stuff like that. And years went by, and the raccoons and the birds came and tore it all up. And it was like, I read that if you make this deeper, then the raccoons won't mess with it. And so I redug it years back, and it kept the raccoons away for years. And then finally the raccoons figured out that I left a shallow part in the middle to put plants on. And so once they cracked that code, the raccoons have been coming back like crazy and just decimating the plants. And so Lauren and I, my wife, and I decided our kids don't really use the yard that much. They're not like run around, kick a ball kids.
Right.
They're like jump on the trampoline, swing on a swing kids. They don't need the entire grass yard anymore. We decided to go crazy and dig the pond to be like, I say pond, it was a water feature before. It's a proper pond now, I'll say. If you had to guess gallon-wise, Steve, what's the difference between where's the line in between a water feature and a pond? Where would you put it? Gallon-wise. So let's say like 100 gallons. That's like 2 bathtubs.
I have no estimate of like the gallon size of a pond.
I'm the one who knows these numbers because I'm the one who's been thinking about it.
I feel like if I look at it and I think I can jump across it, it might not be a pond.
The only reason, you mean if you can't jump across it? If you think you can jump across it, it's not a pond.
Yeah.
Did you take a look?
I only looked through the window.
Okay. So the only reason you would be able to jump across it is because
there's an island.
There's a little island in the middle. But if you tried to jump across the part where there's not an island, there's no way.
Okay.
No way.
All right.
And it's probably about 2,500 gallons.
How far across do you think it is? I mean, I'm sure you measured it.
At its widest point, 14 feet.
Wow. Okay, so that's
it's like 14 feet by like 17 feet or something like that.
And I think like the longest standing broad jump by an NFL player is like 13 feet. So
they'd be getting wet.
Some of the world's greatest athletes would not be able to.
They'd be getting wet.
Jump across this pond.
And the goal was to make it deeper. We made it deeper. I'm telling you, that jackhammer that I got to resupport the wall down there, it was a great investment.
Is that how you like dug it out or broke up all the dirt?
Last time I dug it out, I was just digging it to be deeper. And oh my gosh, I broke my back trying to dig into
That's cheating, man. Digging holes builds character. I watched a whole movie about this.
I got this little demolition jackhammer. Oh my gosh. Yeah. It still took us 3 days to dig this thing out, but we crushed it. We absolutely crushed it. Like all New Year's week, Lauren and I were back there just digging this thing out, getting muddy, racing the rain that's hitting us now.
See, this is my thought backing up a little bit is like, I feel like if it's not big enough to be called a swimming pool,
then it's not a pond?
Then it's probably not a pond.
Google it right now.
Oh my God.
Okay. What is the definition of a pond? Let's find out. Siri, tell me what a pond is, please.
It's not going to say a size.
A body of water smaller than a lake, sometimes artificially formed as by damming a stream.
Those are all going to be large, though.
It's smaller than a lake, Steve. Do you agree or disagree that it's smaller than a lake?
I'll
put up a picture of its current progress, and the audience can decide: is it a pond or is it a water feature?
Wouldn't your previous water feature also be a pond by that definition? Your previous water feature was smaller than a lake.
This is a pond. Okay, if I wanted to, I could stock trout in my pond. And it would work, I think.
I mean, you could have stocked trout. But
they wouldn't be able to. They'd swim for 2 feet, have to turn. Now they could go infinite, around and around and around. I've been trying to sell Lauren on putting trout on it.
Young people's trust for the environment. What is a pond? A pond is a small area of still fresh water. It's different from a river or a stream because it does not have moving water. It differs from a lake because it has a small area and is no more than around 1.8 meters deep. Are you more than 6 feet deep, Ryan?
No.
So that could still be a pond.
It's about 3 feet deep. Okay. Welcome to 60 Cycle Hum, the Pond podcast. Let's do another ad. What was the
Hold
next?
on, I've almost solved it. This site tells you shape and dig in making a pond.
Now you're just going to look up instructions on how to make a pond.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Okay, let's move on. Let's do guitar stuff. Oh, did you have anything new, Steve?
I got all of the stuff from String Swing, so I hopefully will in the next by the end of the month. That's my goal to make my String
You
Swing
said that a month ago.
Yeah, I didn't get to it on break. I was too busy doing things that you do on break.
Yeah. No, I feel that. I barely worked the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, so
barely did anything, and it felt amazing.
I got my garage at least reorganized enough that I can access a portion of my workbench without effort, which is
that's pretty good.
Pretty.
I'm not at that place right now. I have to step around things and over things to get to my workbench. It's on the other side of this wall. We're in a garage right now. This isn't any sort of fancy studio.
We're in an office. This is brought to you by CBS.
So this ad was sent to us by Michael Cross. I always thought it was Michael Kraus, or is that a different person?
It's the same person. I do not know what's going on there. I looked at the email is Mike Kraus. Who the hell is Mike Kraus? I only know a Michael Kraus. But then the name on the email says it's Michael Cross. I'm very confused.
Who have we been talking about this entire time? I feel lied to. But anyways, he might win $20.
This is a Martin guitar.
I kind of like that we're starting out this program with 2 episodes of ads where people didn't know that we would potentially be sending them money. I think it's fun. It's a fun way to start that rewards our longtime regular contributors.
Martin & Co. acoustic guitar, free guitar in rough shape, found this way. Looks like it was smashed and someone filled the cracks with glue. Going in the dumpster if no one wants it. Pick up in Danvers. The guitar was smashed, and so is the person who smashed the guitar.
Is that even glue? It looks like spray foam.
It looks like Gorilla Glue, which is a glue that foams up.
It looks like a gorilla jizzed all over it.
Gorilla jizz. That should be one of their products.
This should be gross.
Hold on. Would Gorilla Jizz, would that be more or less adhesive than normal?
It's a lubricant.
Glue? It's a lubricant.
It's a lubricant.
Jizz is not a lubricant, man. I don't know what kind of sex you've been having.
Gorilla style.
Aren't gorillas like kind of rampy?
Okay, it's an abrasive then. It's for wet sanding.
All right.
Make your own gorilla jizz jokes in the comments.
So the body only has glue on one side, which is actually interesting.
Are you a serious corporate entity looking to sponsor a guitar podcast? I'm sorry. We just made that impossible, didn't we?
Maybe Gorilla Glue wants to sponsor.
Maybe they want to hire us for product development.
So we got one side of this body, got some serious cracks on it, got lots of this. Like I said, I think it's Gorilla Glue.
It looks so thick and foamy though.
Yeah, have you ever used Gorilla Glue?
I guess I haven't.
Gorilla Glue is a foaming glue.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I guess I've never used it.
So actually Gorilla Glue is considered like people will say, oh, headstock, like, oh, just put some Gorilla Glue in there and clamp it, but you actually can't use Gorilla Glue because it expands.
Because it'll foam. Right.
It foams up. It's an expanding glue. As it dries, it expands out.
I'm going to say right off the bat with this ad, this guitar is free and it looks like it still functions. So yeah, go grab it.
Yeah, I don't exactly understand why there's glue on the neck joint. That's that's like a yellow flag to me at this point. The body itself, I mean, like, for the cost of $0, this has like green flags all over it. The only thing that's making me think maybe I absolutely cannot recover this guitar is the glue in the heel of the neck joint. Because everything else in here, I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm just going to get some like
worst case scenario
120 grit, and I'm going to sand that glue down, and I'm going to go back over with some 400 and then get me some of that min wax, some of that good.
I would knock down the bumps and then like just leave it and be like, here's a campfire guitar.
Yeah.
You know, or worst case scenario, if it's just completely non-playable because the neck has been reset with Gorilla Jizz or whatever, you get to smash an acoustic guitar. It's already tenderized. You get to finish the job for free. That's free entertainment. Gather the family around. Gather around, kids. Watch daddy smash a guitar. That's free firewood. Go get it. It's free tuners. Take the tuners off and smash the rest.
I think even if the neck was in like real rough shape,
I think it's playable.
You could take this to a competent, like you'd have to go to someone very skilled, but like if you went to I bet if you took this down to Pitbull, said, Sean, save this Martin, I got it for free, he'd be like, yeah, it's probably going to cost you like $400 because he's going to have to do a neck reset, but I'm pretty sure he could do it.
Right.
And he's going to do a damn good job of it.
Yeah, he could clean this up. My question right now, Steve, and we don't have any, model numbers. We don't have a view of the internal tag or anything like that. Mm-hmm. You think this was worth anything in clean condition, in ungorilla'd condition? Or do you think this is a cheapie?
Well, here's the thing, Ryan. The thing that you may or may not remember about me is that I'm a Martin guitars expert. I happen to know for a fact that this is a Martin D28 that's worth $2,500. No, I don't know. I'm just pulling shit out of my butt.
Which Gibson pickups does it have in it, Steve?
Well, actually, Ryan, it has the Phantom P100.
This very well could be some sort of amazing Martin that everyone knows the model number of and knows how much it's worth, or it could just be one of those $300 Guitar Center specials. I have no way of knowing.
It's really, I mean, honestly. Like, and I don't say this like jokingly, what this looks like is somebody had this guitar, they like fell, they didn't fall on it. Like
the top is kind of in rough condition too. Like it looks like this thing has been abused.
The top looks like it just got played a ton.
I think someone did try to smash it and they were smashing it on its side onto like something protruding and it just smashed in that whole side, But it's like they only really put some cracks in the side and they put one good hole in it. Or maybe it was like a kicking fit sort of thing. It kind of looks like someone kicked the side in a bunch.
There's like two very clear long cracks in this.
Yeah.
There's maybe 3 small cracks on the upper shoulder. And maybe one other crack on the lower part of the shoulder or on the lower bout. Again, I don't really understand why there's glue on the neck because it doesn't, if it's separating it,
It might have they just sprayed this glue everywhere and it just ended up in the cracks, No,
I think they tried to, I think it's.
Make your jokes in the comment section.
Was that the joke? They were just spraying it. They got it.
Yeah.
They were just putting it all over the walls.
Right. From the windows to the walls.
Yeah.
Till the glue gets on your Martin. For free,
now do the next part, Ryan.
For free, I say bye, bye, bye. Go get it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you get to decide. Choose your own adventure after you get it. Is it worth saving? Is it playable? Does it sound all right? If it's structurally fine, I bet it sounds pretty. It sounds pretty close to the way it did in stock condition. Is my bet. If it's structurally fine, I bet it still sounds like an acoustic guitar.
Even if it's not structurally fine. It's probably, if it's playable, again.
No other Martin will sound like this Martin. You'll have the most unique sounding Martin in the world.
You know who's got a Martin with some holes in it? Apparently it sounds just fine. Willie Nelson. Willie Nelson would play this guitar. Does Willie Nelson play a Martin? I don't know.
Willie Nelson should get a Gorilla Glue sponsorship and
fix his guitar.
Fix his trigger, right?
Yeah.
He should fix trigger with Gorilla Glue.
Yeah. Come on, Willie, get on it.
That would be an amazing ad campaign for some sort of glue company, some sort of like fixing company, like taking all these priceless like objects from popular culture and like putting the arms back on the statue.
Oh my god!
But like patching up the hole, like as a commercial for Bondo, like Willie Nelson just Bondoing trigger.
Have the arms fallen off your Venus de Milo? Try JB Weld.
I want to see the ramen noodles guy patch up Willie Nelson's guitar. You know, the guy who shoves ramen noodles and stuff and then resins over it and paints it. I want to see that video.
I was gonna say, what is it Flex Seal? What's the
right?
Is that it's like the black
where like you
tape?
slap it on
the
like,
guys, the tank is like all this water's coming out. He's like, watch this.
It's not Billy Mays, but it might as well be, right? Who's that guy?
It's Vince Offer. It's not Vince Offer.
I don't know who it is.
Vince Offer is the slap chop guy.
Right. You're gonna love his nuts.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a blue episode. I'm sorry, guys. Let's open some mail.
Oh shoot! That was the other thing I was supposed to be part of. What's new? Was mail.
So we don't have the stickered Cyclone anymore. So if there's stickers in here, we'll have to put them somewhere else.
Who's this from?
I don't have a plan yet. The thing says RMA. They are from Phoenix, Arizona. If you guys want to send us literally anything that is legal and safe and within the realm of human decency, like, feel free. There is the address right there above us. Oh. Mail us stuff to our UPS box, and we will open it on the show, whatever it happens to be. Please don't send us anything that will hurt us. I would appreciate it. What do we have here?
Oh, it's a CD.
Oh, big for his age.
Oh, that's
It looks like a Christmas album. It's got Merry Christmas to my family.
It's Rexomatic.
Ah, Santa's song.
Yeah.
Twisted and Turned. It's like a little EP. That's awesome. It's got a Rickenbacker on the back. Happy holidays, guys. We got it in the mail. Excuse me, had a hiccup. And didn't open it until the new year. So happy holidays. Valentine's Day is still coming up. And then there's going to be Easter. It's still the holidays.
Yeah, actually, Rex did reach out and say that he was sending us something. So I still have his
And look
CD
at this nice letter
car.
that he hand wrote to us.
It was to wrap this.
I know. Yeah, send us whatever you want, as long as it's safe and doesn't harm us. This is my only request.
This episode's also brought to you by Big Ear Pedals.
That's right, Steve.
Whenever we use the slice of pie, is this episode also brought to you by the Tone Mob?
No.
Okay.
We're not sponsored by competing media outlets, Steve. Are you? No, of course. We'll shout out our friend Blake over at the Tone Mob.
Yeah, this was a collabo between Big Ear Pedals and the Tone Mob. It's called a slice of pie. It's a triangle.
They made and sold a bunch of these recently. Go check out their socials and their website to see if they have any more left if you want to buy one. Go check out all the demos for this. If you go look for my demo, I have a link to a bunch of other demos in the description. So if you want to see it played with a bass guitar, Patrick Hunter has his demo.
Oh, cool.
If you want to see it played with a harp, there's that video as well in the description of my video. So click on that video to find all those links.
That video's in the description of your video.
Yes, it is.
Ah.
It's a convenient place to find the link for that particular video and Patrick Hunter's video, of course. And it means that you're clicking on my video as well, which means I'm getting the click first. So,
so take that.
No big deal. No big deal. Yeah, you can go check out their videos and see if they have links to my video, but it's fine.
If you go and you click on the link to this video, you could watch one of the final instances of Ryan saying, "Hi, this is Ryan, and you're watching 60 Cycle Home."
Yeah, because the world is really lacking 2,000 videos where I say the same dumb thing at the beginning. I just did my first video without that intro, and it felt liberating.
Are you gonna do I guess, is that the one that came out today?
Yeah,
I should see what you did at the beginning. Then.
Wednesday last week, guys.
Right.
It's short, it's sweet, it gets it done. It cost me a little bit extra editing time, but man, it was way less time sitting here recording me saying the same dumb thing over and over and over and over again.
It's legitimately funny to me, the people who
commented on my clickbait video.
No. Just the people that commented like, "You've been saying this for so long. Why is it so hard?" And it's like, S's are a hard sound.
I've thought about this.
That's a known thing too.
It's not just that it's hard. It's that I was making it a requirement for me to say something before starting the video.
Right.
So it's like I would get through that intro and be like, I finally got it. I got a good take. But that good take doesn't mean that I'm done doing the intro. I now have to get a good take of talking, doing the intro into the product that I'm about to film. So, and if I screw that up, now I'm having to rewind again back to the intro that takes me 10 takes to get right. And so it was like this double intro sort of thing that was just fouling me up every time. Now I only have to get one intro right, talking about the product.
Right.
Instead of having this multiplier that was just, it was never an idea. It was just something I did and just kept doing it. I should have had the idea to stop doing it a long time ago. My wife was begging me to stop doing it, and I wouldn't listen to her. I should have listened to her so long ago. I'm sorry, honey.
I think the funny thing about it is when people say like, well, you've been saying it for so long, it's a really simple, they're like, look, I typed it out. It took me 3 seconds. How hard is it to read it? And it's the talking part of it. Now, the intro that we do for the show is a little more complicated. But I think like the first couple episodes we did it, I pretty much nailed it out of the gate.
And then you fudged it up.
And then it just started getting like worse and worse and worse. Sometimes because I was like trying to say it faster, but now I feel like I'm at a point where if I don't say it fast, I screw it up worse. It's just,
well, here's an
thing
exercise.
about talking.
Here's an exercise. Say your name 20 times in a row. I guarantee you right around the 8th or 9th time, they won't feel like words anymore. It'll feel like weird guttural sounds,
right?
Like caveman sounds that you're making. It doesn't, the words don't have meaning anymore. And that's when you start really fudging up and things just start falling apart.
Also, you are correct. 60 cycle is a pretty, it's like brutal. That's a lot of S sounds in a row. And I think if you go back and listen to a lot of, because I say it so fast.
You can't say it without sounding drunk.
I think a lot of the time I say 60 cycle.
Yeah.
I think most of the time I say 60 cycle. Or at least that's what it sounds like. I don't enunciate that X very clearly.
And I let a lot of ones through where it's like, man, I did not say it. I said sissy cycle hum or something like that.
Anyway.
Yeah. Let's move on to doing the last ad.
This was sent by Paul Weller.
Oh my goodness.
About this listing, turquoise, blue, furry drums this time. When will we learn? We left Max alone at the shop again. This is what we found when we came back. This is a full-size shell pack. See, I can't even read. 14 by 22 inch bass, 16 by 16 floor tom, and a 10 by 12 rack tom that has been wrapped with turquoise blue faux fur. The shells are from an older TKO kit. Please see the pictures for the overall condition. All the mounting hardware and lugs are from the same kit. All 3 drums still have their air vents. Hardware is in good condition all over, but there are a few sides. It basically lists off a bunch of stuff. Heads, Evans G2, Evans EC2, so good stuff.
Now, this was posted on the Facebook group, and there was a comment along the lines of paint the cymbals like chocolate chip cookies.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And it's like, beautiful, brilliant idea. But you know what the biggest problem with this is?
What?
If you're in a band with a drummer that has this, you have to become a Muppet themed band. Like you can't just have this. You can't just have this.
Everyone's got to have a thing.
Everyone's got to have a thing. Like you become a puppet band. You have to. And it's not like it sounds like a problem, but you want to. You see this and you automatically want that in your life. Like I'm looking at this like I don't know who's going to buy this, but the moment they buy it, I want to be in a band with them. I don't care. I want to put googly eyes on every instrument, you know?
I kind of want...
It's beautiful and perfect.
They don't have this in here. The resonant head is not ported. I've read some stuff recently that like porting is kind of not necessary. I don't know. I don't know enough about drums to know if that's like a real take or not.
Well, remember Adam, he had that big Slingerland and he didn't have a hole in it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so it's, I know it's very... It depends on what kind of sound you're trying to go for.
Sure.
I kind of want to port this just to make it look like it has a mouth. Right. But you have to really do it right. You can't do like a circle port because then it's getting like way too close into like GIMP. Because then it's like GIMP mouth. Yeah. But I think you could do like a really unique.
I've seen bands do hand cut shapes that
Yeah.
are not circles, they always kind of fall apart. Like there was one, I saw a band that did a star and just flops everywhere. I think I even saw a heart one time and like it just flops and tears and stuff like that. The circle works because of the tension of
I was thinking
the head.
if you're trying to do a mouth, maybe an oval would work.
I think you might be able to get away with an oval.
Yeah.
And if you painted like lips around it or something like that, you might be able to get away with it. Because then it's more like,
Yeah. Which is very
I don't know if I can make an oval with my mouth.
That's kind of Muppety. Or just draw it on there. Like, you know what? Forget the
Draw it on there.
Forget the port thing. It's got these eyes on there. Make a mouth out of the same material and just stick it on there.
Right.
Done.
And
Simple.
if you are trying to do Cookie Monster, then his mouth is just a black half circle.
Oh yeah, even easier.
Yeah.
Boom. Bada bing,
Boom.
bada boom.
Boom, you're done. I mean, it's not necessarily Cookie Monster. It could just be a blue puppety drum kit.
Technically, this color I think is depending on your era of Cookie Monster. This might be a little light blue.
Well,
Too light of a blue.
did you watch it on CRT or did you watch it on flat screen?
I've watched it on both.
Did you watch it on PBS or HBO? That's my question.
I've never watched it on HBO. I don't have HBO.
Either have I. I was a PBS CRT boy through and through when they were actually on the street and when it meant something for Sesame Street to be in downtown New York, in Manhattan, you know,
All right.
It meant it was gritty and there were needy people around who needed puppets to brighten their life.
Where's Sesame Street now?
I'm sure it's still in New York, but it's all just Sesame Street is gentrified now, man. Sesame Street is all like hedge fund babies and stuff.
All right, going back to your previous idea.
Yeah.
If you're doing a Sesame Street themed band, who are the members of the rest of your, like what theme do you need for the rest of your band? What
And
is
it's like-
what is your color scheme here?
Here's my question. Are the members puppets? Are they characters or are the instruments puppets and characters?
I think if it's instruments, it makes it a lot easier because then you just have to put like colored fur on an instrument and
Okay.
slap on some eyes.
There's a lot of classic Sesame Street songs. Sesame Street cover band.
Okay.
The instruments are puppet looking. The musicians
You ready for this?
look like human beings that would interact. Like they look like kid show hosts. So you could have like your Blue's Clues guy sweater. You could have like your Mr. Rogers outfit guy. You could have
Okay,
you could have like Maria from Sesame Street. Or if I messed up her name, I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure there was a Maria. You know, like like you dress up. Like how I'm dressed right now with cardigans and khakis and slip-ons and stuff like that. Nice looking people playing puppet looking instruments.
Here's my thoughts.
And then you cover 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
11, 12.
Do, 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 do.
Yeah. There's a lot of classic songs
You
to
got
cover.
the blue furry drums. I think your bass, you got that long neck. It's a big instrument. You're slapping yellow feathers on that bad boy. Pair of eyes on the headstock. You got yourself a big bird bass.
Dude, did you say stand up?
Stand up would even be better.
Because in my head, you
actually.
just described a big yellow feathered stand up bass.
Hey, stand up bass would be an improvement over my idea.
With googly eyes and the little leg on it. I don't know what that's officially called. You paint that orange and put a foot at the bottom.
Oh man, that's way better than my idea.
I love that. I love that for this band. And then the guitar's got to be like Elmo red.
I think if you want to make it real,
Because then you've got blue, yellow, red. You got the primaries.
If you want to go easy on yourself, you ready for this?
I'm ready for this.
You ready for this?
I'm ready for this.
Get a keyboardist who owns a Nord.
And it's already red.
Already
But you need it to be fuzzy.
You can but I'm saying you already got the base coat down, so it's already there. Then you can add some fuzz to it, add some googlies.
Any keyboard needs to be hidden behind the brick wall that Bert and Ernie live behind. And then the keyboardist has to dress like Bert or Ernie.
Maybe the keyboard needs to be like one of those silver Yamaha jobs. I don't know why it's got to be color.
A keyboardist
in a trash can.
Oh my gosh, a keyboardist could wear like one of those black all body suits and then have puppets on their body and each puppet gets an arm. I'd all for Oscar the Grouch being the vocalist. And he comes out of the trash can and he's got a dirty, beat up SM58. And he's just like hardcore vocals, you know?
I think he's got a rusty Elvis mic, man.
Rusty Elvis mic.
Rusty Elvis mic.
Big old dent in it, you know? I love this. I'm telling you, someone who has this drum kit, it's just going to happen.
Where is this located? It doesn't. Oh, Kingsport, Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
That's where
it's on Reverb, right?
I actually had to double check this because at first I was like, "Is this did Klops make this?"
No, this is an actual functional instrument, Steve. I've never gotten to try any Klopp stuff. We're all curious, but no one's actually gotten to try any of it.
Was he not at Summer NAMM?
I haven't seen him in years. Yeah, and maybe he's hiding in places where I haven't seen him, but I haven't seen him in a long time. I think I've only seen him like twice in our years of going to NAMM. So anyways, is this the part of the show where we fight it out and decide who's going to win, Steve?
I think it is.
I'm gonna whisper my choice into my hands and I'll hold on to it, and then I'll reveal it when you're ready to reveal yours.
I'm ready already. What are you doing?
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, on the count of three. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Drum kit.
Yeah, drum kit.
Drum kit wins.
Obvious.
Drum kit wins.
The fact there were so many yes ands on that ad.
Paul Weller, congratulations. You are the first winner of our $20 gift certificate giveaway, award, prize, whatever you want to call it. We need a name for this.
We'll come up with something. We need a fun, cool name that's along. Remember when we had wheel pedals? I want the same energy. Wheel of pedals, turn.
We need to have an official place where we post the winners. Like, here is the Hall of Winners. Hall of crowdsourcing ads. The Adventurers Club.
Oh my gosh.
Is that too good?
That works. I think that works.
The Adventurers Club?
I don't know where we're going to put it. I mean, we could just put these photos.
Hall of Adventurers.
No,
something like that.
I like the Adventurers Club.
Right.
I'm going to write that down.
And then we you know what? We just need a spreadsheet. Steve, I just want you to run a spreadsheet, and you can tally, because some people are going to win multiple times. I know how this is going to go. So you can tally how many people are going to win, and then if people at the end of a year, we can be like, here's the big winner this year, and we'll have like an extra prize for them or something like that, or just be bragging rights. Like
okay.
If someone won like 4 times, it's like they deserve recognition, like a plaque or a trophy or something.
We'll figure out those details. We only have 51 weeks to do it.
If you guys have an idea that's better than the adventure thing, Adventurers Club, Adventurers, whatever I said.
No, I've got an idea for this. I just got a.
Okay. We'll all have it hashed out 2 weeks from now. All right, tell us about the song and get us out of here.
Yeah, the song was sent by Philip Laclede. It's called Sweet Thing. It's on YouTube.
He's going to be surprised when he wins. Did we hear this before?
No.
I swear I've heard this before. Yeah, we've played this before.
Just kidding, everyone.
We've played that one before. Pick a different one, Steve.
Why is it? Did he send it in twice?
Maybe.
All right, this is from Rachel Hoots. She says, I used to listen to 60 Second Alarm to help me sleep, but I listened to it so much that I got really into it and it backfired.
Uh-oh.
So thank you for being so entertaining. Anyway, here's a song I wrote called Technobabble. That is now downloading.
That was cool.
That was the end. I liked it.
I like that. I like that fuzzy synthy tone.
Yeah.
That was going on there. Like, is it even a guitar? Is it a synth? I don't know. It's somewhere in between. I love it. All right. Bye, everyone.
Stay grounded.